Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now I'm gonna try to explain how I make the illustration video for Noman Ali. The program that we will need is Windows Live Movie Maker for editing the video, and then camstudio for recording the scene on the screen. And then next thing is we need the audio that we will make the illustration. I'm gonna use the tafsir of surah Al-Lahab. This is the audio.
Here, Abu Bakr al-Baqillani wrote in the 3rd century, he wrote a book called I'jazul Quran, the miracle of the Quran. And it's, when I read that book, I was really sad. The first page of that book is very, very sad. He talks about how the miracle of this book, the scholars have given up on it, the Muslims don't appreciate it, they don't value this book for what it is, and we have come to the end of times. He's talking like this in the 3rd century. Wait till he's...
So I'm gonna try to make the video from the Al-Masad, just 30 seconds from that audio. Basically, I try to make the 30 seconds. I hope that it will cover all things that we need to know to make the illustration video. So now we open the Photoshop, and then let's make a new page. Right now I'm just using common size, the size A4 for the canvas. The first step is we're gonna make the sketch from the audio that we hear. We just make a new layer on top the background and start making the sketch. First of all, maybe we will make the opening. Usually I made the name of the speaker as the opening. So the first is we're gonna make Noman Ali Khan name, and then usually I make the title of the lecture. So in this case is prediction and promise in the Quran. And then I write the title of the surah. In this video, this is the surah Al-Lahab and Ar-Rum. And then I try to design it a bit so it will look more neat. After the title, by hearing the audio, I know that next Brother Noman Ali will speak about the book by Abu Bakr al-Baqillani called I'jazul Quran. So I draw that into my sketch, so the viewer can saw what Brother Noman Ali said. In this phase, we don't worry too much about the art, we just focus on the sequence. Know which one is the first to draw and what is after that and what is after that, and so on. We will redraw this sketch into much more finished line art and change the handwritten to computer font so it will look more better. And the next picture is about how Brother Noman Ali feels sad after reading a couple pages from that book about the condition of the Ummah. So I draw a sad face. I think that will enough depicting what he said. And then based on the audio, the next one, Brother Norman will speak about the Quran and how in the 3rd century it just like the end of time. So I draw the Quran in the hourglass, clean it up a bit and make some panel here and there. The important thing before make the final art, I put number which part is the first to draw, which is the second, the third, and the fourth, and so on. And then name layer as sketch. Now we're ready to finalize the sketch. Make new layer on top. I changed the background color so it will look better. Based on the sketch, I make new writing using impact, using font called impact for the opening title. Make necessary change to make the design look good, like the color and the type of the font. After that, don't forget to name the layer and put number, so you will know which is the first one, second, the third, and so on. Because in the recording phase you will need to know the order of the sequence. I hope when we get to recording phase it will get clearer why we need to name the layer properly by the order. In 30-second video, the layer may only get to 20 layer, but when we make 5-minute, the layer will get up to 100 or more. It will get confusing if we don't name the layer correctly. So this is the 4th picture. I finalized sizing the Abu Bakr book with a clean line, then make the writing on the book. I decided to flatten the type, the writing with the inking book, so I get a fewer layer. After the line of the book is finished, I make new layer and name it for color. This will be the color layer. And I group the layer, the line and the color, and name the group. And continue to the 5th picture. And the sixth picture, the process is the same with the fourth. I make the line first, and then the color will be in the layer before it, and then I group it, and don't forget to name it. The last part, making the hourglass, also with the same process. I make some little design to the background so it will look more cool. Now we came to recording phase. We need to set up the camstudio program prior the recording, because the recording size depend on the screen, what size the monitor that you have. I have small monitor, so I go with 1080 by 720 pixel. And then you could hide the cursor, so it will not show up. But because we are on tutorial mode, we can show the cursor so we can follow the progress. For the video option, I'm using MSU screen capture lossless codec version 1.2 with maximum frame rate. And then we are ready to start recording just by pressing this red circle button. But because we are already recording, so we just start. Some preparation, we need to check the layer, is it already named properly according to the order. In this 30-second video, we have 7 phases of recording. So if one phase is finished, maybe we could stop it and start make a new recording for phase 2 by drawing the second picture, and then stop it again and make a new recording for the third picture. But before that, we need all of the layer to be masked. So for masking, you need to press the square symbol beside the FX button. After you click it, it will make masking layer, as you can see in layer number 01. This white layer will decide if the art will be shown or not. If we paint it with black or fill it with paint bucket with black, the art will be hidden. Like as you can see now, the layer mask become black. If you want to show it per part, you can just paint it with brush with white color like this. So with white color, it will unmask the art on that layer. So now let's mask all the layer by pressing the square button next to the FX button. And then we need to fill it with black color with paint bucket, all of the mask layer. So now all the picture will be hidden. I need to largen the canvas so it look clean on the screen, so it will look all blue. It is important to know that when we record that all the tool and window need to be hidden by pressing tab button and F button, so only the canvas will be shown. At this point you need to know some shortcut like F7 for function 7 for showing the layer button, and pressing X button to switch color from black to white. This is necessary if you want to unmask or mask the art. And shortcut. So we will start the recording process. After we hide all of them, we show the layer by pressing F7 and choose the mask layer on layer number 1. Make sure that your active color is white, and now we're on the brush tool, or just pressing B for making sure that we're on the brush tool, and start to unmask layer number 1, the opening. After layer number 1 is finished, we show the layer window by pressing F7 and choose the next layer, number 2, and then hidden the layer by layer window by pressing F7 again, and unmask layer number 3, and keep doing this until all the layer is unmasked. The most important to remember in this phase when you're recording or unmasking the canvas have to be clean from all the window. So when you are recording or unmasking the picture, make sure that no window is shown, like layer window or tool window, character window. They all have to be gone, just showing the canvas, because we don't want the viewer to see window when the video is done. So do the same step again, but now choose the line layer to unmask. And then the color layer, and then unmask it. That's all the steps we need to do in the recording process. Now we go to the editing. The main goal is the editing is two. First is to cleaning. We just need the part that we unmask the picture that show the canvas. Clean from the window pop-up and drawing mistake. So we need to delete the part that don't need to be there. And then the second part is to match the video with the sound. So now import the video to Windows Live Movie Maker and start the process of cleaning. Usually after drawing there is a moment that layer window will pop out, right, when we need to pick the layer. So in the timeline before the window pop out, we need to split the timeline before that happen, and after the window pop up happen, then delete the part. Usually I make the recording many part, not just one long video, so if I make a mistake in the recording phase, I don't need to re-record from the beginning. Or you can just set up after 5 minutes of recording, you can stop in camstudio and record a new session, so we can minimize the mistake. After the cleaning process is done, we need to import the audio. So we find the file and just drag and drop to the Windows Live Movie Maker. And then you need to adjust the speed of the video so it matches the audio. Sometimes you need to fast forward it or slow it down. Just check it by playing the video. Is it already correct or not? And then after all the video is matched, you will export it into video so you could play it in external player.
Here, Abu Bakr al-Baqillani wrote in the 3rd century, he wrote a book called I'jazul Quran, the miracle of the Quran. And it's, when I read that book, I was really sad. The first page of that book is very, very sad. He talks about how the miracle of this book, the scholars have given up on it, the Muslims don't appreciate it, they don't value this book for what it is, and we have come to the end of times. He's talking like this in the 3rd century. Wait till he sees 2010, huh? Subhanallah.